Alright, so I just got this thing. I don't know too much about it yet, but I was going to do a quick overview because it seemed like there's pretty limited information about it on the internet so far. So here's the home menu, manual, then you've got your MIG modes, your regular MIG, flux core shielded, spool gun, push pull, TIG, stick. Then your mode list, which is like the old 350. And if you go in there, then you've got all these modes, which are the same. Like I remember 98 was the aluminum, pulse on pulse. So if you're used to using the 350, you can go through and find your modes that you used to use there. I think 10 was one of the MIG ones. Or you can load. I've saved one so far here in memory 1 for basically 1/8 inch mild steel. That was what was already loaded before. And then you can go in and change all of your, basically the same stuff as the 350. And then you can save it if you get all your stuff set the way you want. And that saves all this stuff and the setup. And so that way when you're in the main menu and you recall, you're all the way back to this whole thing. You don't have to choose which mode and then the settings like you did on the 350. It's just the whole thing. So if you start from scratch here and you say you want to do MIG, the second option here, and then you can pick your material, wire diameter, gas, material thickness, confirm the polarity, and it'll give you your baseline stuff here. Then it's got these green windows of what it thinks is reasonable, and then you can put it all the way beyond it, but it turns red to show you that that's probably weird. Same with the voltage here. The controls are like velocity sensitive, so you move them slowly, but if it thinks that you move it fast, it goes way to the other end so that you're not turning a million times. Seems to skip a little if you turn it too fast, kind of an in-between speed, but not enough to really be a pain in the butt. So, and then if you want to go and change any of this stuff here, go in, decide different material thickness. If you want to adjust any of this stuff, then you could save it. Or say I get done doing this, I want to go back to my other one. Go back here, go to load, pull it back up. So that's the only one I've messed with so far. I haven't got the spool gun hooked up yet. Need my other regulator. I don't have the TIG pedal yet to try, but there's configuration. So that's basically it. It's got basically the same stuff as a 350, but with this interface, you can recall your settings on a mode by mode basis, so you can have an entire setup saved and recall it with just one click, basically one selection. And then the other thing, when I was testing this before, on the 350, of course, when you're in constant voltage, you just have your wire speed and voltage, and then but on this, when you're actually welding, I believe it was telling me the current, while you're welding as well, so you can look at that. So, and then the actual voltage as it's fluctuating as you weld. So that's basically the stuff I've found so far about the user interface.